Welcome to another edition of Ego and Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Madman Logan Creed sitting on my side, and we're going to talk AEW Dark. And it was definitely dark. Let's just say that. Not a good episode for me. I didn't enjoy it.
I watched 3 matches. That was it. So
there was definitely moments of the show that was really good. A couple of tag matches were good, but this was definitely like night of tag matches for AEW Dark.
Elevator.
That was pretty funny. It was horrible.
It was horrible. At least it was funny, but it's too bad that's all AEW does. Decently is funny.
Yep, comedy. So what was our first match?
TNT versus Chaos Project.
Okay, this was probably one of the better matches on the show.
I didn't see it, so.
TNT is Devon Dudley's sons, Terrence and Terrell.
If I'd known that, I really would have watched.
Yeah, if you are familiar with Boot Boy, the Abbey Street Boot Boys history, you'll know they faced TNT in Florida one time, and so that was pretty cool. This match was really good. Chaos Project is Serpentico and Dr. Luther.
Yeah, I know.
Matching gear and all that. They looked really good.
Sweet.
And it was funny because at the end, Dr. Luther goes and tries to emulate Lenny from Of Mice and Men. If you've ever seen that movie or read that book. So after he kills the mouse or the puppy, where he just starts petting him, going, no, my puppy, and he pets him for like, I'm telling you what seemed like 20 or 30 seconds. Like he just literally just keeps petting him, like just down his face, and it just reminded me of Of Mice and Men.
Tell me about the rabbits, George.
Yeah, so
I've seen that movie 1,000 times.
So I hope that's where the inspiration came from, because that's sure what it reminded me of.
Just look over there, George. I'm gonna tell you about the rabbits.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow your damn brains out, and you just ain't gonna know about it.
But it was a good, like I say, probably one of the better matches on the show.
Okay.
Or at least I got the most out of it, I guess.
Like I say, I didn't see it. If I'd known that was what it was, I'd have watched it.
Yeah, but it was pretty good. So what would have next?
The Acclaimed versus Louis Vale and Justin Blacks.
This was a really good match. The Acclaimed, they've been on Dark a few times before, but without a name. And I guess they finally got a name. And they came out rapping. One of the guys was rapping. And he was like, we just put pen to paper and signed them contracts, and this guy need an escalator to get in my face or something like that. It was hilarious. And Taz goes, I've heard a lot of short jokes, but I've never heard one about having to ride the escalator. So it was pretty good. But those guys, the Acclaimed, looked really good, hit a really cool finish, and overall solid guys. So I'm kind of excited to see them rise up from the bottom, you know.
Okay. Now I saw the next 2 matches and segment. So it was a Top Flight versus Baron Black and Frankie Thomas.
I really like Top Flight.
Yeah.
I think the rumor is one of those guys used to be Airwolf. So
from Chikara?
Yeah, he worked Chikara. He worked a little bit of MLW.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like that's what I've heard. So,
cool.
got Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama boy Frankie Thomas. Yep. Teaming with Baron Black, another semi-local, works a lot in Georgia, Alabama. Overall, a solid match. I thought Top Flight was really, really good in this match. It was one point Taz had said something funny. I can't remember what it was, but
where he kept trying to what's his guy's name?
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks kept trying to put him on Team Taz.
Yeah. And he's like, we got to talk about this in the back. I don't know. It was a solid match. Like I said again, some of the local guys put in work and looked good. But I was definitely impressed with Top Flight.
Yeah, like I said, that's the reason I watch it, because I know Frankie.
Yep.
And like I said, every time it's weird how high a guy can go. So
yeah, that's it.
Next was the Peter Avalon segment, and he was having a date inside an elevator. But you didn't know it was an elevator until about the last 5
I didn't
seconds.
know where it was going. But it's got like these wood walls and a picture and all this. He's having a date. He's got like gas station food or whatever, trying to make it sound like it's better than it is. And then some dude just walks into the elevator.
The bad part was, I thought it was a nice looking room till it showed it was an elevator.
Yeah. So,
but now he's pretty Peter Avalon instead of the librarian. And even that's better than the librarian.
Yeah, well, you know. The cool thing I thought about this is this was a good place for comedy. I'm a big fan of comedy in wrestling, just not all comedy all the time.
Who do you think the date was with?
Red Velvet.
I think it was a dude.
Could have been Cloudy.
You know, the sad part is I really believe it was probably the guy that usually films that he usually has the feud with.
It probably was.
Because they do a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, that's Brandon Cutler.
Yeah, Brandon Cutler.
But yeah, so that was fun.
Let's see. Then the next match was the Hybrid 2 versus Shawn Dean and Adam Priest. I really thought they beat the hell out of Shawn Dean for way too long.
Agreed.
But when Priest come in, he cleared house.
He did. He came in, looked great. And then the fact that he got a 450 on the floor was ouch.
And he did some kind of head hook, Russian leg sweep suplex.
It was pretty neat.
It was awesome. I was like,
Yeah, I wasn't sure where he was going with it.
I didn't either, but bro, when he hit it, I was highly impressed.
But I'm a big fan of Adam Priest.
He chopped the shit out of that one dude, and even Taz sold it. So that's saying something.
But again, another semi-local guy, worked Ego a good bit, and I'm just happy to see him, putting in work somewhere else.
And I enjoyed this match better than I did the one he had before.
Yeah, and he and his the Shawn Dean guy, they like semi-match, so that was kind of cool too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, to me it was the better of the tag matches I watched.
Absolutely.
I just thought the beatdown was a little too long.
Yep, had Frankie Kazarian sitting doing commentary.
Yeah.
And
you like that when people come out and they're cutting promos about their feud, yet it just really doesn't go anywhere because there's no interference in the match and nothing like that.
I don't mind it.
But what was the point if there's not going to be any interference? And
Well, he was there scouting. That's what it was, because that's what he said was like, I come out and I do my homework.
Jack Evans being the big mouth he is, he would have went over and said something to Kazarian. So whoever booked it didn't book it right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't think you always have to do that.
Jack's an asshole. He's going to do that, though. That's his character. He always did that at Lucha Underground. He would be going off on the crowd.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they don't know his character.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
I know Tony Khan helps book
I got to talk to you about something at the end of this. Remind me, Cody and Tony Khan.
Okay.
Anyway, next is Ashen Star, David Ali versus Lucha Brothers.
This was just Beatdown Central.
That's kind of what I thought it was going to be.
Let me ask you this: what do you think the whole build for this match was leading to?
I don't know.
The rematch between Lucha Brothers.
Huh?
They went out and just killed these guys.
They jobbed them, right?
For the most part.
Okay.
And I mean...
Did they get anything?
Yeah, I mean, they got some stuff. But it was in true Lucha Brother fashion where they were just hitting the craziest, biggest moves they could hit. But the whole time they were hyping how great the match between Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. is going to be on Wednesday night. The match is so good that we're going to take the tag team and let them fight each other again because it was good the last time we done it.
Phoenix got hurt. Yeah, makes perfect sense. So, that's why I like Top Flight versus Baron Black and Frankie, because it was literally I didn't know who's going to win this.
Yep.
So again,
I don't mind the predictability. I just rather it makes sense. And the whole point that these two guys, I'm like, well, maybe David Ali is going to get a win or something because maybe like it'll be some mistiming and one to hit the other one, and that's what goes into it. No, just straight up pin them, beat them, and then we'll see them fight tomorrow night on Dynamite.
I mean, that's what I thought would happen. That's why I just didn't watch it. Sorry.
Whatever. Yeah.
But next was Danny Jordan versus Leva Bates, and you was telling me how great
it was horrible. I'm a fan of both.
I like Leva Bates. I think she's underused, to be honest.
I just really hate the fact that this whole story of this match was based around Danny putting heat on the books. I mean, she's like giving them like backbreakers and stuff, and they're going, "Oh my gosh, she's breaking the spine," and Leva's going, "Oh no, not my books!" Like, it was horrible, just skip it.
And she won the match.
Yeah,
and that was her first win.
Skip it. It was just horrible.
But I'm just saying, that's her first win. That's how she won it.
And like I say, I like both of them. It's just it didn't work. I mean, I get why you thought it would work on paper. You got the mean girl and the librarian, and sure, I get it, but it didn't work.
Why, that's fine. All right, and then you had Allen Five Angels versus Fuego del Sol.
This match was a little iffy at times, but some really cool stuff in it.
Like I said, I was kind of lost in the match. I enjoyed the finish, but it was just the match itself was kind of nothing special.
Fuego reminds me of Blitzkrieg in WCW. Do you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me a lot of him.
Jack Evans actually got Blitzkrieg too. He was Blitzkrieg too, I should say.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The best thing about this match, and this is not a knock on the match, because like I said, there was some really good stuff in it, was just Taz and them talking about how Mobile, Alabama is like the lucha center of Alabama, and how they just put on the fact that Fuego's from Alabama.
And Fuego can't wear orange around anybody else in Team Taz. And then they pointed out Priest had 13 on his leg, and he's going, we're going to talk to him about that.
Yeah. It was cool because they said the only other luchador in Alabama is a super lucha is El Conrado Tomsino or whatever, Super Conradio or something.
Wow.
And Ricky says, yeah, he's just out there training with Super Porky or whatever. Taz popped really big for that. So,
Porky.
Yeah. But it was just, I think there's a, when you're thinking, ooh, this will be a great match, you have the things you want to see, and then it just doesn't work. Like, this match just didn't work.
It was okay.
I mean, there was good stuff in it, but
and it was long.
I would have loved to see that match on like an indie show. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was just kind of out of place. So.
But next was and I saw some of this, and God, I'd say the same thing you said about the other women's match. Dream Girl Ellie and Genocide versus Ivelisse and Diamante.
Yeah, Genocide, man, she
was the only good thing I saw.
I agree.
The rest of them are terrible in my opinion.
I like Ivelisse and Diamante as a team. I think
they try to plan everything out, and
yeah.
There's so much botching it destroys the match.
I mean, I think they could be really good if they just took it back and go, you know what, I'll see you out there.
They need to call it because they're planning everything. They got to be. I'm going to run 3 steps, then you grab me, do it. Yeah, no, you can't do that, man.
But the Genocide chick, I hope they bring her back.
She was the only thing I really liked out of the match. But out of the 2 female matches, you'd probably rather watch this one. Well, unless you count. Never mind, I ain't even going to go there. But that last was Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela versus Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, where we hug and make friends at the end of the match.
I was really disappointed in this match. I'm a fan of Jungle Boy, Sonny Kiss and Janela. Like, I'm a fan of theirs, but this match just didn't do it. Like, dude, this whole episode was just off.
There's too many tag matches. That's all it was.
Maybe that's what it was.
And it was one singles match, and it was a ladies match.
I mean, maybe that's what did it for me. It's just too much of the same thing or something. I don't know. But I enjoyed a lot of stuff in it. Like, the finish of this match was really cool. Like, that assisted flipping power bomb combo thingy. I don't know what you would call it.
Finish, yeah.
But it was awesome. But the fact that they beat them up, tried to kill them, and then hugged them just ruined it for me. I'm sorry.
It's not like Ring of Honor where you shake hands and like great match. It's like, oh God, y'all beat us and it was so good. And now we got slobber and just
I mean, it was. I wasn't a fan of it. Yeah. It just took me. I'm like, they did some crazy stuff. I mean, at one point, Jungle Boy did a Canadian destroyer on the floor to Janela. You know what I mean? Like, there was some crazy stuff.
Slap him on the back and go, hey, get up. We gotta go do some more shit inside. Literally what you saw him do.
But it was not good. I'll tell you the best. Other than the finish, there's a cool spot where Jungle Boy was in the ring, Janela was in the ring. Sonny was on one side on the floor, Lucha was on one side. Janela went after Jungle Boy, like chased him, and as he's running, Jungle Boy just shoots out and lands on Sonny. And they're like, oh, misdirection. And so Joey Janela looks around, okay. He just shoots out the other side and gets Luchasaurus. So there was good stuff in the match. I don't know. This episode was off for me. I'm not a big fan of this episode. So, but it happens. I mean, they all can't be winners.
I don't know, can't. But everybody got paid. So
yep. And again, there was good stuff in this episode. It just, I'd definitely put it not down, but not in the middle. I'd put it like right there. Out of 10, I give it a 2.5.
put it this way, you could probably make a better highlight reel than you could for a show.
For sure.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good stuff in
That's what I'm
this
saying.
whole episode. I mean, you can watch this whole episode, watch every match, and you'll find something in every match
I
that
agree
you're like,
with
ooh,
that.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
But nothing just clicked. Nothing clicked for me. Maybe it was just me. If you guys thought it was better than I did, let me know, because I definitely
I
like
just
to hear
watched it for the guys we knew. That was the only reason I watched it, period. Because I've got so tired of the comedy and the predictable booking.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's kind of like Shotgun Saturday Night at work. Like, name versus non-name. You know who's going to win, and I don't mind
like
that.
I said, the one with Frankie in it, I honestly God didn't know who was going to win that. It really could have
could've
gone
went
either
either
way.
way. And again,
Leva Bates and her little partner, that could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Really, the women's tag could have went either way.
Yeah, well, no.
You don't think so? But anyway, I'm just saying, some work,
As
some
Taz
work.
said, they got their 17-pound medals, so medals bigger than the NWA belt. 10 pounds of gold, 17-pound medals.
But
That's ECW shooting on NWA. Look at that slide, Taz.
it is what it is. But basically, Cody's kind of backpedaling on, I guess, being part of AEW in a way, because he's like, there was an interview where he said, I didn't say AEW would be sports dedicated wrestling. I said my matches would be sports dedicated. So he's trying to backpedal, yet Tony Khan's still going, oh no, it's going to be sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sports centered.
So,
well, and I don't know everything, but I know that.
no, that was in a nice little interview.
Yeah.
You can read the whole thing.
No, I believe you. No, I'm just saying with Cody. I don't know what all going on, but they're supposed to go into a program with Shaq. Something, I don't know. I missed all that. I just saw something on Facebook where like somebody put a meme up, said WWE says Shaq was not in shape enough to be in matches, so that's when he went to AEW, because
So that was the
it
whole
was always
girlfriend
rumored.
thing?
Yeah, and his girlfriend was there or something. I didn't see it, but I did see that Brandy Rhodes was getting a lot of flack for that promo. I'll let you decide that for yourself if you watch it. But definitely she.
Good times hanging in a gutter.
But she was definitely a little out of character for her normal promo ability.
Yeah, it wasn't what
I
I
enjoyed
thought
it.
was
I
gonna
thought
be.
you needed to see a little fire come out of Brandy. But again,
But do you think that was real fire or fake fire?
it's wrestling.
Well, I know that.
So leave it at that.
But I promise you, I can cuss you out, and you're going to believe it's the same person you're seeing now as the when I'm in the ring. I'm not going to be fake.
Right.
And some people you can tell when it's fake. Some people just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Or
For sure.
they've taken an acting class and they think that's how you do it. You know?
Maybe that's what it was. But I don't know what's going on with the Cody and Shaq thing. I'm curious about that. Yeah, so I don't know, man. This was a horrible episode. I wish we'd watched something else and talked about something else.
I watched one match. I was going to discuss it with you. I meant to send it to you because I actually found the whole thing on YouTube. I didn't mean to, but it was just there.
All right.
But it was Eddie Kingston versus not him,
Moxley.
Moxley, damn it. And the I Quit match. But somebody had put it on YouTube, and I was like, well, I figured it was a highlight reel.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a whole damn match. So I watched it, and it really wasn't that good, to be quite honest. But
Of course not.
well, I was hoping. It started like it was going to be a regular match, and then, of course, about 5 minutes in, they pulled out all the toys, and I do remember, like, what was the one? It was Terry Funk and Flair. Didn't they use a piece of wood?
Maybe.
But, I mean, weapons have been used all through I Quit match, so it's really not that big a knock on it. But they used I want to say chairs, kendo sticks maybe, barbed wire, I know for a fact, thumbtacks.
A lot.
It just, if it had been like one weapon and you concentrated on it, but the end was pretty messed up. He wrapped his own arm in barbed wire and put Eddie in the, I forget what they call it, some kind of choke.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But the finish itself was probably one of the better parts.
Speaking of thumbtacks,
Mhm.
I saw a clip of Darby Allin wearing like a thumbtack jacket, and he gave the coffin
Well,
drop.
he won the belt, right?
Yeah, he gave the coffin drop to like Brian Cage or whatever
No.
with thumbtack jacket on. So that was pretty crazy. But yeah, so this has been us bashing AEW. So
Well, let me ask you this before we go. This is just my opinion, but he beat Brody Lee in a what was it? Chain match, right?
Something like
Yeah.
dog collar.
Dog collar chain match. That's what it was. Brody never gets the title match again.
Was that a stipulation?
I used to be. I don't know. He just AEW, but you used to always get a rematch. That used to be a rule. You would always get a rematch.
But only if the champion still had it long enough for you to get the rematch.
If your ass won it in a chain match, you ought to get a shot at a regular match to win it back.
I agree, but Cody lost it like the very next time he defended it. So
No, he had
pretty
like
much
2 matches.
same difference.
But
Same difference.
but he lost it to Darby Allin.
Yep.
And
I'm okay with that.
but does that make him? Because they were trying to say, okay, that makes Brody Lee a transition champion. So does that make Cody a transition champion?
Yes, 100%.
I mean, so you transition to Darby.
Yeah. And again, that's been us bashing AEW.
No, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to put some logic into it. Because then you turned around and FTR's barely had the tag team belts for any time, and they lost them to the Young Bucks after hitting 3D, and then the damn Hardy Boys finish, and then their finish. So it took 3 super tag team moves to beat FTR. I know we're still bashing AEW, but my point is,
did you see where FTR said they were very disappointed in
yes,
like the
I
build
don't
up?
blame
Like
them.
they're like, we quit WWE to come here because we thought this was going to be better. And oh, we're gonna have a match. Okay, match is over. Let's go.
They had like 2 weeks to explain why the Bucks had been assholes this whole time, and because they were trying to be heel and it wasn't getting over, so they tried to flip it back to they were face. So they did a fake injury with one of the Bucks' ankles, and we're still bashing AEW. But anyway, but it's just what they did. It took 2 weeks, and they couldn't fix it because they done screwed it up so bad.
It was pretty horrible.
And I mean,
I heard the match was pretty good, but just it's like, hey, let's do it and have it over with. All like
instead of having a good build up or going, we screwed up, okay, let's knock it off, put the storyline with somebody else for a little while, and then fix it where we can come back to it being better.
yeah, it was just like, no, let's just do it anyway.
Okay. Well, we bashed AEW pretty damn good. I think we got a black eye, a broke nose, a kicked groin, a chop to the throat.
I'll tell
Probably
you
pulled the
something
ear off.
super positive about AEW, and
It's
we'll end it on positive. They have really used a lot of local guys. I'm serious. Like a lot of people we know have made the AEW.
I know, and they're probably going to get mad at us
even
for
if it's only
talking
on
shit about
AEW Dark.
AEW, but do it right.
Well, I mean, what's right? You know what I mean? I mean,
I don't know, storylines that make sense.
If your goal is to produce and book
basketball player versus Cody, yeah.
I'm just saying, if your goal is to book that show,
It'd be easy, dude.
no, I'm just saying, if like I want to book this exact show, I want it to come off exactly the way it came off, then they done it right. They set out to do it just the way they want to do it.
So they wanted to screw up that FTR Young Buck
I think
storyline
so.
that horrible?
I think so. I think it couldn't live up to the hype. So
Okay. So and now you also got to look forward to, I keep wanting to call him damn Ambrose forever, damn bit of me, Moxley versus Kenny Omega. Or do you think, no, here's my thought process. Honest to God, we'll end it on this. It should be a regular match this time instead of the garbage trash when they had last time with the bed spring barbed wire. Do you think they could have a straight up wrestling match that'll be worth watching? I think they can, honest to God.
I think if they took out any and all weapons,
yes, that's what I'm saying.
but had a straight up
Wrestling.
yes, let it go to the side a little bit if it needs to.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with brawling outside.
Right. But I think if they put their working clothes on,
Yes.
nobody can touch it.
I agree. 100%. And I hope they do that. Please to God, prove me wrong.
I think Kenny's gonna be for the belt.
Oh, yeah, I believe that 100%.
Okay.
Bro, he come out and did it. After he beat Eddie, and I hate to go back. I know, but
More
I'm
bashing.
sorry. But he come out to like kind of do the confrontation. He in shorts and socks.
He didn't have time to put his shoes
That
on.
dude didn't put shoes on.
They were trying to get over the fact that he was backstage.
He's so
Just chilling.
badass, he don't need shoes to win. Or stare at you, my bad.
I seen
Because they just stared at you.
Pork Chop Cash beat a guy down in flip flops. I mean,
His tag team partner didn't lose his hat.
technically, yeah. Oh, you beat somebody down, anything.
But that's how you end your pay-per-view is This guy's in tennis, not even tennis shoes. He in ankle socks and some white boy shorts. And he may have had a shirt on, I don't remember. But the socks threw me all off because I'm like, this dude ain't got shoes on.
You know what I hate about Kenny Omega right now?
I don't know.
Is like, this guy was like the man.
And they pretty much killed his...
And they're like, hey, you're the man, but we're going to tone that way, way down to where you're like the kid that just kind of gets on people's nerves. And then, but don't worry, after you get to that spot, when you and Marco Stunt's on the same level, we'll give you a title run right after that.
Yeah, I like Marco, but I think he kind of...
I love Marco, but Marco has a place in wrestling, and he's fitting it really well. His place in wrestling is the mascot for Luchasaurus and freaking Jungle Boy. That's his gimmick. Cool, it works. 100% thrilled that he's there.
But shouldn't be on
However,
level.
If they're pushing Marco Stunt to take the TNT title off of Darby Allin, I don't believe it. The exact same way as that they were pushing him to take it off of John Moxley, I don't believe it. Now, I'm a bash. This is me gonna 100% bash.
Have your turn. I done did it.
Okay, Kenny. We want to get you back to the badass stage.
Yeah, and they're trying.
We're finna give you this awesome entrance. We're gonna the commentators put you over. How do we want you to come out? We want you to come out like you don't want to be here.
The socks and the shorts.
Not just in his entrance. Got the chicks out there sweeping and dancing. They do the silhouette, and he walks out like he's strolling to take his dog to the park to take a leak. I'm like, please put some freaking energy in your movement. When that curtain drops, like, think about this. Height of Steve Austin, right? You hear the glass break. Badass dude comes to the ring, and Steve Austin's like strolling, like got his hands in his pocket, walking around whistling to the ring. You're not going to believe that Steve Austin's coming out there to kick your ass. Please, please, please put some emotion in your freaking entrance. And quit lollygagging around pretending like you're the coolest guy on the block, because you're not, because you were just losing to everybody. I mean, you went from drop. They're trying to make you a badass. Please act like it. Please.
Maybe he ain't been one in so long he forgot how to be one.
I'm like, holy crap, man. Like, Bash AEW. That's what this is. Just bash it. Just baseball bat right to the face. I'm telling you. I mean,
okay, well, let me ask you. It'll still be the same thing, but I'll ask any damn way. Out of AEW's entrances, have you seen anybody you just really like and think they have a good entrance? I think Darby probably has the best.
Darby's is cool. Man, like,
behind him, I'd probably say the Machine, Brian Cage.
I just hate the fact that you're getting this hyped up entrance.
I know what you're saying.
Without a hyped up entrance.
I want John Moxley to realize he ain't in that group anymore and quit coming from the crowd, where they're in the crowd.
I don't know, man.
We're going to get a lot of slack on this one. You know that, right?
I'm struggling to say something positive. I want to end on a high note. Something really good about it.
It's wrestling. It is an option. Is it a good option? That's the problem.
I mean, for the most part, yes. But
yeah.
I mean, it's a growing company. We're trying to compare a company with 1 year experience to a company worth 50 years experience.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to say book stuff that people want to see and don't do stupid crap. Quit relying on comedy all the time. Cody's claiming, like we just said, he wants to be the wrestler and he doesn't want to be the comedy guy. So why can't other people do that?
I'll tell you, here we go. You know who's got the best entrances?
Sure.
Anybody in Dark Order. But all them guys coming out, backing the one person going to the ring is phenomenal. Like 100%, that's how a group should be. Like, oh yeah, you're fighting the one guy in the ring, but just look past him. Look what's waiting back here. Even if you can beat him up, you may not want to.
Yep.
They have the best entrance in AEW. However, unfortunately, it's been reduced to not much more than a comedy gimmick.
That's all it is now.
So that's the sad part.
Well, I was going to give you one more little highlight of the pay-per-view. John Silva got to wrestle